Hey, Instagram and YouTube. What's up? What's up? Uh-oh. I hope my IG didn't freeze on me. Okay, maybe it didn't. All right, welcome, guys, on YouTube and on Instagram. Hold on, let me make sure my Instagram is not freezing. I may have to go off and try again. It's reconnecting. Okay, I think I'm back. All right, what's up, Instagram and YouTube? So, Dr. Dion Napier with Amplify Vocal Studio. So, I just got this quick idea and I was like, let me hop on live and share this. So, really quickly, I hope this is working on Instagram. Okay, what's up, Conrad? Yeah, it's working. So, really quickly, I want to talk about wrong goals. Okay, specifically talking to classically trained singers, but also contemporary style artists as well. I want to talk about wrong goals. And there are three goals or three things that I see with the singers that I work with, especially the ones coming from classical, crossing over into contemporary, that I want to highlight. So this is going to be real quick. The first goal is the goal of sounding perfect. Okay. So many of us, especially if we come from the university or come from a classical background, we get in our heads about singing and everything sounding perfect. You know, the classical style kind of lends towards that. And so here's the thing we have to know. Here's why that's a wrong goal, especially if you're a classical singer trying to cross over into commercial styles. It's a wrong goal because in commercial styles, the goal is conversational. The goal is to tell a compelling story, right? The goal is not to just present this perfect voice, okay? So we have to change that mindset. If we're going to be effective in singing crossover, if we're going to be effective and impactful with singing contemporary styles coming from classical, don't go for sounding perfect because that's not the goal. The goal is to tell a compelling story. And furthermore, you have to ask yourself, why are you going for perfection? What does perfection actually mean and what does it yield? Like, have y'all ever taken the time to just think about that? Because for real, at the root level, perfectionism is a manifestation of fear. So somewhere within your soul and within your mind, in your beliefs, somebody has told you that if you sing it perfectly, if you present whatever perfectly, that you're going to be accepted, when in actuality, that is not the truth. It takes more than just a perfect voice. It takes more than just singing the exact notes on the page for you to get hired, for you to get the gig, for you to get the role. So I would challenge you, if you struggle with this, like everything has to be perfect, really take your time and reflect and see what's at the root of that, okay? Because again, when you're singing commercial music, that ain't the goal, okay? So let's scratch that. That's the first wrong goal. The second wrong goal is that we approach singing as a science first, not as an art first. Okay. And again, this is a carryover from classical. This is another area where we have to shift our thinking and not aim for that goal. Because if you're constantly aiming for the wrong goal, you're never going to get the result that you want, which means you're going to keep sounding like a classical singer, desperately wanting to sing commercial music. And it ain't going to happen. Okay. So we want to shift our thinking. Let's shift our mind. Let's not see singing as a science first. I know that the science of the voice, it's fascinating. It's amazing to see how the mechanics, how everything works and all of that. But a lot of times the classical pedagogy and the classical training can get us so in our head that we are approaching singing as scientists and not artists. And therefore we're boring. Nobody wants to hear what we have to say, right? Because we're all in our logic and reasoning and science mode. No, people are not buying tickets to watch you be in your head and think about how all the cricothyroid and the arytenoid cartilage, nobody cares about that. When it's time to sing, it's time to sing. So we have to shift our mind and we have to start looking at singing as an art first, not as a science first, okay? And that's going to help you to get out of your head and be able to just flow and connect and sing from your heart and your spirit, okay? So that's the second wrong goal, okay? Approaching singing as a science first and not an art. And then this is my final one. The third wrong goal is that we classical singers, we want to, and this is commercial singers too, we want to sound powerful. Of course, everybody wants to belt and have this real full sound or whatever. We want to sound powerful, but without being vulnerable. It ain't gonna work. Do you know what I'm saying? A lot of the power that we feel when our favorite entertainers sing and perform, it's because they allow themselves to be open and vulnerable and like bare their soul. So with classical singers, myself included, and the ones that I work with, we have to allow ourselves to go through a process of not being afraid to be vulnerable. Classical music is very square. 1, 2, 3, 4, most of it. Now I know in the romantic area, and as we get modern, it's opening up. But for the most part, traditional classical music is very square. It's very predictable. Do you know what I'm saying? You can sing what's on the page, and it's again about the beauty of the voice and all of that. You ain't necessarily got to bare your soul. But in commercial music, because it's about storytelling, because it is about connecting with your audience and impacting them and taking them on a journey and giving them an experience, you got to be okay with being vulnerable. You have to be okay with going there and learning how to sing from your soul, not just from your head. Okay? So anyway, 3 wrong goals that I want to encourage you classical singers to correct and change it so you can get the results you want. Okay. The first wrong goal is aiming to sound perfect. We want to ditch that. The second wrong goal is approaching singing as a science first instead of an art first. We want to ditch that. And the third wrong goal is we want to sound powerful without being vulnerable. We want to ditch that. We want to sound powerful and access that vulnerability so we can tell our stories with genuineness, with authenticity, and we can get the impact that we want. Okay. So I'm out. I got to hop on another call in 4 minutes. That just dropped real quick, and I wanted to hop on and give it to y'all. Okay. So y'all watch the replay, leave your comments, leave your feedback, questions, whatever you got. If you are interested in working one-on-one, if you need help to get past some of these mental blocks and some of the mindset, right? Coming from that classical world, there's a certain mindset and a certain approach that we have to music that does need to be shifted when you're approaching commercial music and other contemporary styles. If you need help to get past that, if you need accountability to get past that, just DM me sing and we can talk about working one-on-one. Okay. Just DM me the word sing on Instagram and we can chat in the DMs. Okay. I'm a holla. I got to go. Thank y'all for tuning in. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.